Well, after you walked out, he called a number in Pakistan and they told him to kill you. I said, get the fuck out of here. I'd been there 3 days and one of my cellmates was an Australian arsonist. And he said, let me walk you around and introduce you to the guys. I said, okay. We go to this other housing unit and there's a little tiny guy there who didn't speak any English. And he said, this is, I forget what his name is, Ahmed or something. He's from Iraq. And I said, Ana sharaf bima'riftek. It's very nice to meet you. And he says, تتكلم عربي وأنا عرب أنا من Iraq. I said, yeah, great. It's very nice to meet you. Turns out he was there on a terrorism charge. He was the imam of some mosque in New York, and somebody was trying to sell a Stinger missile to somebody, and he translated the document, the bill of sale, and he got wrapped up in this terrorism case. So I get called into the lieutenant's office the next day. And usually if you're being called into the lieutenant's office, you're going straight to solitary. So I hear my name, Kiriakou, lieutenant's office, immediately. Always with immediately. And they know you can't do it immediately because all the doors are locked. So I wait for a 10-minute move period. The bells ring, and I go to the lieutenant's office. I said, you wanted to see me? And they have this guy's picture on a computer screen. You know this guy? I said, I don't know him. I met him yesterday. What'd you say to him? I said, nice to meet you. What did he say to you? He said, nice to meet you too. Oh yeah? Well, after you walked out, he called a number in Pakistan and they told him to kill you. I said, get the fuck out of here. I could kill this guy with my thumb. Oh, no, don't do that. We've been looking for a reason to transfer him out. I'm like, okay. So every time I see this guy, I give him the stink eye, right? And then he gives me the stink eye back. But then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, that doesn't make any sense. He's Kurdish. He only speaks Arabic and Kurdish. Why would he call a number in Pakistan when they don't speak Arabic in Pakistan? That just didn't make sense. So I saw him in the yard. And I went up to him and he got kind of scared, like he was going to try to defend himself. And I had, 6 inches and 100 pounds on this guy. So I said, wait a minute, just want to ask you a question. Did the cops say anything to you about me? And he said, yeah. I said, what did they say to you? And he said, they told me that after we met, you called a number in Washington and they told you to kill me. And I said, oh, they did they? So I went back to the law library and I looked this up, and this was a Class D felony. It was conspiring to commit violence in a federal facility. It's punishable by up to 5 years in prison.